are here with me on the Gentle English podcast, and right now, this moment is for you. You are here because you want to grow. You want to express yourself better. You want to speak English more confidently. You want people to listen when you talk, not just hear the words, but truly listen and understand you. And that desire already makes you powerful. It already shows that you care about your communication, your voice, and your growth. Today, we are talking about something many people struggle with, not only in English, but in all languages. How do you get people to listen to you? How do you speak in a way that makes people care? How do you express your ideas with confidence, calmness, and clarity? The beautiful thing is that making people listen is not about speaking loudly. It is not about being perfect. It is not about using big words. It is about energy. It is about presence. It is about intention. It is about the way you make people feel when you speak. And today, in this gentle space, we will explore 7 simple but powerful ideas that help you speak in a way people naturally want to listen to. These ideas do not require advanced English. These ideas do not require a perfect accent. These ideas do not require years of public speaking experience. They only require awareness, practice, and a calm mind. Imagine for a moment that you are sitting at a table with someone you want to connect with. Maybe it is a friend. Maybe it is a coworker. Maybe it is someone you love. Maybe it is someone new. Imagine you want to express something important. Imagine you want your words to reach them. Imagine you want your message to touch them. Now imagine yourself speaking in a soft, steady, confident rhythm. Imagine the other person looking at you, nodding, following your words, giving you their full attention. Imagine how that would feel. This is the experience we want to create for you, not just in English, but in daily life. The first thing that helps people listen to you is calm energy. When you speak calmly, people feel safe. They do not feel rushed. They do not feel pushed. They do not feel confused. Calmness is magnetic. Calmness is powerful. Calmness gives your words space to land. When your voice is calm, your listener relaxes. Their mind opens. Their attention stays with you. Calmness makes even simple English sound confident and meaningful. You do not need to hurry. You do not need to force your words out. Take your time. Let your thoughts breathe. When you slow down, your message becomes stronger. The second idea that makes people listen is genuine listening. People listen more willingly when they feel heard. Before you speak, take time to understand the person in front of you. Look at them. Pay attention to what they say. Let your face show interest. Let your body show presence. When someone feels understood, they naturally want to understand you. When someone feels respected, they respect your voice too. Listening is not something you do only with your ears. You listen with your eyes, your posture, your presence, your patience. Listening creates connection, and connection is the doorway to being heard. The third idea is clarity. You do not need complicated English to make people listen. Simple English is strong English. Clear messages are easy to follow. Choose short explanations. Choose simple words. Choose direct ideas. When your message is clear, your listener does not get lost. They stay with you. They follow your thoughts easily. And when people understand you easily, they become more interested in what you are saying. Clarity is not about speaking perfectly. Clarity is about speaking simply. The fourth idea that makes people listen is emotional warmth. You do not need to be dramatic. You do not need to show big emotions. You simply need to sound human. Speak with kindness. Speak with sincerity. Speak with a little softness. Speak with real feeling when you talk about something important to you. People remember the feeling of your words more than the words themselves. If your voice carries warmth, your message becomes comforting, natural, and memorable. People listen longer when they feel connected emotionally. The fifth idea is storytelling. People love stories. Stories make ideas easier to understand. Stories make messages feel alive. Stories make people listen without effort. You can use small stories from your day, something from work, something from home, something you learned, something you felt. It does not need to be dramatic. A simple story is enough. When you use a story, the listener's imagination wakes up and their attention stays with you. Even a beginner English learner can tell a story. You just need honesty and a little courage. The sixth idea is gentle confidence. You do not need to be bold. You do not need to be loud. Confidence can be soft. Confidence can be calm. Confidence is not how you sound. Confidence is how you feel inside. When you trust your message, people trust it too. When you trust your voice, people lean in. When you trust your right to speak, people give you space to speak. Confidence grows slowly with practice, with patience, with kindness toward yourself. And today, just by listening to this, you are already practicing confidence. The seventh idea is intention. Why are you speaking? What is the purpose of your message? When you know your intention, your words feel stronger, your voice feels steady, your mind feels clear. People listen when they can feel direction in your words. Intention guides your communication the way gentle hands guide a boat. Your thoughts move smoothly, your message moves forward, and your listener follows naturally. As you listen to this podcast, you are already practicing these ideas. You are listening calmly. You are absorbing clarity. You are connecting with emotion. You are learning the rhythm of clear, gentle communication. Your English grows stronger without pressure. Your confidence grows naturally without force. You are slowly becoming someone who speaks with calm presence, someone who speaks with soft strength, someone who speaks in a way that makes others stop, breathe, and listen. You are already becoming that person. As we continue, I want you to remember the calm feeling you had in the first part, that gentle confidence, that slow rhythm, that softness in the mind. Keep that with you. Let it stay in your chest like a warm light, because practicing how to make people listen to you is not only about techniques, it is also about the energy inside you, the energy behind your voice, the energy you bring into every conversation. And right now, you are learning to carry a peaceful, steady, and confident presence into your English, into your relationships, and into your daily life. Now imagine yourself standing in a conversation again. You are speaking calmly. You are listening first. You are using simple English. You are sharing your emotions gently. You are adding small stories. You are trusting yourself. You are speaking with purpose. With these 7 ideas, your communication becomes more powerful, but not in a loud or forceful way. It becomes powerful in a soft and natural way, a way that makes people feel drawn to you, a way that invites people to pay attention, a way that makes your presence feel warm. One of the most important parts of being listened to is remembering that your voice has value. Many English learners feel shy. They feel scared. They feel like their accent is wrong. They feel like their grammar is not good enough. They feel like people will judge them. And when they feel that way, their voices become small. Their energy becomes small. But here is a gentle truth. People listen to those who believe in their own message. They listen to those who speak with purpose, not perfection. They listen to those who speak with authenticity, not fear. When you speak with fear, your voice becomes tight. When you speak with courage, your voice becomes open. It becomes warm. It becomes natural. And even if your English is simple, people want to hear what you have to say. Think of a moment from your life, maybe from school or work, when someone spoke softly but everyone paid attention. They were not loud. They were not dramatic. They were simply clear, present, calm, connected. This is the kind of speaker you can become. This is the type of voice you can develop. A gentle voice that carries strength. Another important part of making people listen is understanding rhythm. Every conversation has a rhythm. Fast, slow, pausing, breathing. Many learners speak too quickly because they are nervous. They want to finish fast. They want to get the words out before they make a mistake. But fast speaking does not make you sound confident. It makes you sound scared. And when you sound scared, people feel that fear. They disconnect a little. But when you slow down, when you allow small pauses, when you give space between your thoughts, something beautiful happens. Your words begin to feel more important. Your message feels clearer. Your listener feels more comfortable. Pauses are not empty. Pauses are power. They show control. They show calmness. They show confidence. Practice speaking with small pauses, like soft steps in a quiet room. You can practice this by reading aloud slowly. You can practice by speaking to yourself gently in the mirror. You can practice by talking to someone and imagining that each sentence is like placing a small flower on the table, not throwing it quickly, but placing it softly. This small change in rhythm can transform everything. Another important part of being heard is emotional truth. People listen when you speak from something real, not a script, not something memorized, not something that feels distant. People listen when they feel your emotion, and you do not need big emotions. You just need honest emotions. If something made you happy, let your voice sound a little warm. If something confused you, let your voice slow down. If something taught you a lesson, let your voice feel reflective. These small emotional details make your message alive. They make your listener feel close to you. They make your English feel human. And you do not need perfect grammar to be emotional. Even a beginner learner can show warmth. Even a shy person can show sincerity. Even a quiet person can show depth. Your emotions make your English more powerful than any complex vocabulary can. Another part of making people listen is understanding the listener. People are more likely to listen when they feel the message is connected to them, when they feel included, when they feel seen. This means when you speak, try to think about the person in front of you. What do they care about? What do they need? What do they worry about? What do they want to understand? When your message touches their world, they listen more deeply. Communication is not just you sending words. Communication is both of you meeting in the middle. You can practice this by paying attention during conversations. Notice the other person's expressions. Notice their reactions. Notice when they become interested. Notice when they become quiet. Notice when they lean forward. These are signs that your words are reaching them. This awareness helps you adjust your tone, your speed, and your message. It is a skill that grows with practice, but you already have the potential for it because you are someone who cares about improving. Let's go back to the idea of storytelling because stories are one of the most powerful ways to make people listen. When you share a story, the listener enters your world. They imagine what you describe. They feel the emotions. They follow the experience. And stories can be very simple. They do not need to be long. They do not need to be dramatic. Even something small like what happened today at work, or something funny you saw, or something you learned can create connection. People remember stories more than facts. People connect to stories more than explanations. People follow stories naturally because stories are human. If you want someone to understand your point, try connecting it to a story. For example, if you want to explain why calm speaking is powerful, you can tell a story about someone you admired who spoke softly, but everyone listened. If you want to explain why listening first is important, you can share a story about a time someone made you feel truly heard. A story makes your English easier to understand. A story gives your message life. A story helps people feel your meaning. Another part of making people listen is reducing pressure. Many English learners speak with pressure inside their chest. They feel stress. They feel nervous. They worry about mistakes. But when you speak under pressure, your voice becomes tight. Your ideas become fast. Your words become messy. But when you remove the pressure, your voice becomes natural. How do you remove pressure? You breathe. You slow down. You remember that you do not need to be perfect. You remember that people do not listen because you have perfect grammar. People listen because you speak with sincerity. People listen because you show respect. People listen because you speak with clarity. When you release the pressure, your English becomes smoother, clearer, and more enjoyable for you and for the person listening. Let's talk about body language because your voice is not the only thing people listen to. People also listen to your body. They listen to your eyes. They listen to your posture. They listen to your face. When your body is open, people feel open. When your body is closed, people feel distance. When you nod gently, people feel connection. When you look at them softly, people feel you are present. When your face is relaxed, people relax too. Your body speaks before your words do. So if you want people to listen to you, let your body say, I am here. I am present. I am open. I am calm. You do not need to be dramatic, just soft, natural, gentle. Another reason people listen to someone is because they feel inspired or encouraged by them. When you speak from a place of growth, curiosity, or hope, your listener feels lifted by your energy. They want to hear more because your message makes them feel something positive. You can practice this by speaking in a way that reflects your desire to learn, to connect, and to improve. People admire those who are growing. People listen to those who bring light into conversations. As we move toward the end of part 2, I want you to notice how your mind feels right now. Maybe calmer, maybe clearer, maybe more confident, maybe more aware of how communication works. You are training your English and your presence at the same time. This is not just language learning. This is personal growth. As we continue, I want you to imagine how your voice has begun to change. not in a big dramatic way, but in a quiet, steady, natural way. You are learning to slow down. You are learning to breathe before you speak. You are learning to let your thoughts flow gently instead of rushing out. You are learning to create a calm space around your words. And when there is calmness around your words, your voice begins to feel stronger. People begin to feel your presence. People begin to pay attention without you asking for attention. This soft transformation is part of learning how to make people listen to you, and you are already doing it simply by being here, by listening, by practicing, by growing. Now imagine yourself in a conversation again. You are standing or sitting in front of someone. You feel your breath. You feel your body relaxed. You speak clearly. You speak slowly. You look at the person gently. You listen before you respond. You share small stories. You express your feelings softly. You speak with intention. You do not try to impress. You do not try to sound perfect. You simply speak like yourself, with calm energy. When you speak like this, people feel connected to you. They feel comfortable. They feel safe. And when people feel safe, they listen. One of the most beautiful things about learning how to make people listen to you is that the process also helps you listen to yourself. You begin to hear your own thoughts more clearly. You begin to understand your emotions more deeply. You begin to express what you really want to say instead of what you think others want to hear. You begin to enjoy speaking instead of worrying about mistakes. You begin to speak from a place of truth instead of pressure. And the more you understand yourself, the easier it becomes for others to understand you. Many learners think they need perfect grammar to be respected. But respect does not come from grammar. Respect comes from presence. Presence comes from confidence. Confidence comes from trusting your voice, and trust comes from practice. When you believe in your own words, other people believe in them too. When you trust your expression, people give you space to express. When you trust your voice becomes a soft but powerful force. Another part of making people listen is learning how to guide the conversation with your energy. Sometimes conversations feel messy or noisy. Sometimes people interrupt. Sometimes people seem distracted. But when you speak with a calm tone, people naturally adjust to your rhythm. Your calmness slows the room down. Your softness creates focus. Even if the people around you speak fast, your slow rhythm becomes like an anchor. It pulls the conversation into a more peaceful space, and people begin to match your energy without even noticing it. This is the quiet influence you carry when your communication becomes centered and intentional. When you use simple words, people do not have to work hard to understand you. When you use clear ideas, their mind follows the message easily. When your voice carries gentle emotion, they feel connected. When you pause, they lean in. When you tell a story, they imagine it with you. When you express your thoughts honestly, they trust you. And when you trust yourself, they listen even more. This is why you do not need to be a natural speaker to be listened to. You do not need to be loud. You do not need to be extroverted. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to be present, real, and gently confident. People love speaking with someone who makes them feel understood. People love listening to someone who respects them. People love engaging with someone who speaks calmly and clearly. And you are learning all of these things. I want you to imagine a future version of yourself, maybe 1 year from now. You walk into a conversation with ease. You greet people with a relaxed smile. You speak slowly. You share your ideas clearly. You ask questions with curiosity. You listen deeply. You explain your thoughts with gentle confidence. People enjoy being around you. People enjoy talking with you. People enjoy listening to you because your presence feels warm and comfortable. This version of yourself already exists inside you. You are growing into that person more and more with every gentle practice. Let's go deeper into the emotional side of communication, because this is where true connection begins. When you speak from your heart, even simple sentences feel meaningful. When you talk about something that matters to you, your voice naturally becomes more alive. People feel your sincerity. People pay attention to genuine emotion. This is why sharing small feelings is powerful. You do not need to say big emotional statements. Even simple things like, "I felt happy when this happened," or "I felt confused," or "I felt inspired" can create connection. Honest emotion creates honest listening. Another important part of communication is consistency. The more you practice speaking calmly, the more natural it becomes. At first, you might still feel nervous. At first, you might forget to slow down. At first, you might go back to old habits. But slowly, gently, day by day, your new communication style becomes part of you. Your voice becomes naturally calm. Your presence becomes naturally steady. Your thoughts come out naturally clear. And people will start noticing the change. They will feel the difference in your energy. They will respond to you with more respect and attention, because communication is something people sense, not just hear. Now imagine a moment in the future where someone asks you a question. Instead of rushing, you take a breath. You smile softly. You speak slowly. You choose simple words. You express your idea clearly. You pause for a moment. The other person nods. They understand. They appreciate your calmness. They feel your sincerity. This is the kind of conversation that becomes normal for you when you practice these ideas. The gentle truth is that people want to listen to someone who brings peace into a conversation, someone who brings clarity, someone who brings warmth, someone who brings presence. And you are learning to be that person. You are training your voice. You are training your mind. You are training your energy. Every time you listen to this podcast, you are practicing the rhythm of calm communication. You are learning how to express yourself in a way that is soft but strong. You might not see your progress every day, but it is happening. Your English is improving. Your confidence is growing. Your presence is becoming stronger. Your awareness is becoming sharper. You are learning how to speak in a way that creates connection. And this skill is something you will carry for your whole life. The truth is, your voice matters, your thoughts matter, your story matters, and you deserve to be heard. You deserve to speak with calm confidence. You deserve to express yourself without fear. You deserve to connect with people in a way that feels natural and warm. And every time you practice these gentle communication skills, you take one step closer to that reality. Your journey with English is also a journey with yourself. You are learning not just how to speak, you are learning how to show up, how to be present, how to connect, how to share, how to express. And your voice will continue to grow stronger the more you allow yourself to practice slowly, softly, and bravely. Now take a slow breath again. Feel how your body feels now compared to when we started. Maybe lighter, maybe calmer, maybe more open. This gentle shift inside you is the beginning of a new way of speaking, a new way of being listened to, a new way of using your English. And now we end this episode with a simple, soft truth. You do not need to force people to listen to you. You simply need to speak with presence, clarity, warmth, and gentle confidence. When your voice comes from a calm heart, people will hear it. This was the Gentle English Podcast. Thank you for being here. Thank you for growing with me. And remember, your voice matters, and I am proud of you.